Okay, just come on up. Okay. All here. Please welcome Hendrik.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Hendrik Beune. This story originated from I was concentrating on sounds in the room, and the sound that came through more than anything else was the sound of the fan outside, which made me think of propeller to start with, propeller airplanes, but it also made me think of wind blowing through tall trees, which transports me back to a time in my youth when I was around 6 years old. I grew up in a small wooden house, which was the last house on the end of a small town. The town was to the east and to the west. There was a small forest that some rich people owned. There were glorious fences around it. There were trails in it, and they would come there with their horses, right through the trails of the forest, around the pond, and past this big, huge, weeping beech tree that I used to go to and look at the branches, which would come down like 30, 40 feet and touch the ground, hanging down to the ground. And they made a magnificent swing. I would jump onto those branches and I'd be flying through the air. So this ties into a dream of mine. I always wanted to learn how to fly. Towards the village, about 150 meters on, was another big, huge tree, poplar tree, and the bicycle path. I grew up in the Netherlands, by the way. This transports us, ties us into the other story. This tree was on the sidewalk, and it was so huge that the bicycle path, which otherwise was straight, actually went right around this tree. And on the other side of the tree was a fence, and a big, huge, glorious house. And in that house lived two friends of mine. One was Edith, and I went to school with her. I was in grade 1. And as my mom told me, I made up a song about flying in a helicopter with Edith. And I never realized that I did this until my mom told me afterwards. But the time with me being friends with her brother, her dad was an airplane engineer, designer for Fokker aircraft, which was during the World War, during the war, it was in Germany. But it was actually the factory in the Netherlands, and they produced a plane, which I once flew in out of Smithers, called the Fokker Friendship. It was a turbo-driven propeller plane, so again, this sort of ties in with the family. What we would do is, he had a huge collection of model airplanes, and I got into the same thing, building airplanes. My dad built me an airplane that I could throw, and it would glide through the air. And because his dad was an engineer, he was quite technical. Like, this was around grade 1. But he actually showed me how a jet engine works. From celluloid, from a movie, he rolled up a strip of celluloid, and he would light it, and then fumes would start coming out of the end, which would be like smoke, and then he'd light the smoke, and this would be like an afterburner. And all of a sudden you heard the sound of his jet engine. And this thing would actually, produce a huge flame with blue and yellow flame, just like the American Air Force Base, which I used to bicycle by on the way to visit my cousins in Soesterberg. At that time there was Delta Daggers and Starfighters. And these Starfighters were like a rocket. They had wings that were so small they could barely carry the aircraft. So they would just take off the ground, and then as they went up, they turn on the afterburner and get this huge sound, and all of a sudden the plane would take off, and the pilot would have trouble controlling it because it almost go for a loop. So it was really a critical point there where the afterburners went on. The plane was later decommissioned, but you still have the F series, the F-16, the F-18. This was like an F-8 or something like that. Anyways, flying through that tree, I realized I really wanted to go places, and I definitely wanted to learn how to fly an airplane. And also, I wasn't going to stay just in the Netherlands, because I wanted to see heights, I wanted to be near mountains, and I made up my mind in about grade 3 that I wasn't going to stay in the Netherlands forever. I was going to go somewhere where there was mountains, and there was sea, and where it was warmer than in the Netherlands. Well, I met 2 of those objectives, coming to Vancouver later on. And the story goes on. Eventually, I did learn how to fly an airplane here. I flew out of Chilliwack, Fort Langley, and out of Powell River. But before that, I got into sailing quite a bit, you know, again using the wind as a metaphor. And on the way to the sailboat where we went with the family, there was a small airfield where people would fly private planes. And I'd often stop off there and wait for the planes to fly right over my head, and I'd take pictures as they came down. And when you were 17, you could learn how to fly a glider, but we needed some money for that, and it was just a dream that I materialized at that age. So, anyways, that's a long story short. There was a lot more in here than I had, but basically that's it. And I'm still at the same stage where I believe you keep your youth in you forever, and I never want to consider myself a grown-up.
How was that, Hendrik?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like the storyline that I had in mind, but it sort of evolved and we tied things together.
Indeed. And one thing that tied it together was your joy in the telling of it.
Yeah.
I felt like instead of like catching the moment when you grew up, you embodied being in the moment right here. Now, you're growing up before our very eyes. So, the whole different way of telling the story. Let's hear a juicy appreciation of Hendrik. Like, not applause, verbal.
I really liked the whole theme of never growing up and holding on to those aspirations, and I really liked how you became very childlike when you were describing the jets and the afterburner and the sound effects. Like, it was like I was there with you when you were grade 1 riding your bike around and watching the planes. That was really fun.
You remind, who else? Was it? Yeah. Okay. I was in the military, or my father was. So your love of planes reminded me of my father. And so I'll give a little snippet of an image when I go up there about my father and his daughters. And it's due to you. Because you rattled off all these various types of planes and stuff like that. So you really showed your love. Yeah, of that. I really like that.
Sensory images.
I had long images, long sidewalk that went around the tree, long fences, and long branches.
The one for me was actually in the appreciation was the learning about the planes and seeing the big flame of the engine was lit.
That was the sensory thing for me, the image of the plane. I mean, your father was landing, and that was your father was, you know, and then the plane shooting up and like, that was another long image too.
Yeah, there was a lot of those planes crashed, but apparently there was many of them. And they were
not interested in that now. That's okay. You know, say that if that's an important part of the story, you bring it in next week and just pass it on. But I was puzzled when I heard your story. I wondered, what is the moment in there? You know, but then I realized, well, we say, well, it's important to live in the moment.
Yeah.
But then who says how long the moment is?
Yes.
You know, I think you took the moment and expanded it out, and you gave us a big, huge, juicy moment of telling the story and enjoying it. And actually, the images, I saw like the contrail, all the things are long and flowing, you know, that like stretched out, like your story stretched out too. It's just a whole interesting way of telling it. It's great.
Yeah, and then back and forth in those tree branches.
Yeah, and back and forth in your story too. Thank you.
All right.